You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing, ladies? It's your girl, your one and only one of your favorite content creators. Go by the name of Lady Mocha, or you can simply just call me Mocha. Hope everybody's doing well. I appreciate y'all again. I thank everybody for the donations for my microphone. I thank everybody for the support. Thank y'all just for still being supportive of my channel, coming by, viewing, hanging out in the community tab, dropping me a few bars here and there, let me know that y'all really appreciate my content and y'all appreciate what I do. So I definitely want to give a big ups to all of you, to my mods. If you're in the building, big ups to Mocha's Mod Squad. Thank y'all for coming in and joining. If y'all did not know, again, I made the decision that I'm going to be uploading content at night. So on Tuesdays and Thursday nights, I'll be uploading content anytime between 10 to 11, but most of the time it's going to be 10 o'clock. But just thought I'd give y'all that time frame in case you didn't see that 10 o'clock. So I made the decision to move my content to a later time because, again, there's so many content creators that are uploading throughout the day, and it makes it hard for smaller content creators such as myself to get the shine that we deserve, and there's not too many of the bigger content creators that are leaving enough room for us to be able to, share our content throughout the day. And I'm not knocking, what everybody else does. So I just made the decision to start uploading at night. If I do post something throughout the day, I'll notify you in the community tab. But most of the time, that's what I'm going to be doing, right? Also, if you're not aware, I have my second channel, Mocha's Cafe de Paris. That's my co-ed channel for men and women, in which I have my male followers support me over that channel as well. So you're welcome to subscribe over there. I have really good energy on that channel as well. All of the guys are really cool, really respectable. So if you want to fellowship in a platform in which there is also the opposite sex, you are welcome to subscribe over there. So let's get into it, right? So like many of you, I've been hearing numerous rumors from all of the queens I'm blogging. Big ups to all of them. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Big ups to Caramel Rail, Really Rail, True T, Chit Chat with QT, Queen Sheba, Empress Radio, Here for Hot Tea, Drop the Mic. It's so many of y'all doing the darn thing. Big ups to all the sisters and blogging. Appreciate y'all. Y'all keep y'all foot on these folks' neck who think they can lie to us through these reality shows. And y'all be digging up the truth. Y'all be digging up the truth more than the doggone IRS, okay? And the FBI. Y'all are the FBIs of YouTube. Because y'all be digging up. Y'all be finding all kind of dirt, okay? So, there's been this, rumor circulating. Some people saying it's true, and some people saying it's not true. It has yet to be confirmed. There is no marriage license as of yet. There are no wedding pictures as of yet. Nothing as of yet has given validation that Martell, the male child, and his succubus, Angry Bird Arion, have made that next move. But I wanted to talk about it, right? Because a lot of people are having mixed opinions on it. And you have some people that feel that they are married. And the people who stance on believing that Martell and Arion is married is because, he has all of these court dates coming up. And he does not want the courts to be able to use Angry Bird to testify against them, because in the court of law, if you are married to your significant other, they cannot make your own wife or your own husband testify against you. You know, so a lot of people feel like Martell is desperate enough, because we've seen him do some dumb and desperate ass decisions. We've seen him make dumb and desperate ass decisions, right? And a lot of people are feeling like he would marry, or he did marry Angry Bird Arion off of that merit of her not being able to testify, being that they both played a part allegedly. Everything I say in this content is based off of my opinion for entertainment purposes. That's my disclaimer. A lot of people are just feeling like, you know, he would go just that far, because, you know, they were both in on the P tape. You know, I'm trying to keep it rated G here. But basically, they both were in cahoots with getting that tape put out there. So he wants to cover his bases by making sure no one can use Arion to testify against him. Other reasons people feel that they could possibly be married is because Love, Marriage in Huntsville, the show is on life support. You know, I'm still surprised that it is holding on the way that it is. That it's still holding on this far, and it's literally on life support. It's like any day we could be hearing that news that they're going to have to pull the plug. It's any day. The show is dying, and Carlos, like many of these producers, they get desperate for views. Okay, so not only, you know, the concern is that Carlos would be just that thirsty to bring Arion back, just to, you know, resuscitate the views, but Martell knows that as long as he's not married to Arion, that they can always exclude her from not being a part of the show, and he would go far enough to marry her just so he could say, hey, this is my wife now. We're married, we're together, we're as of one. So she should be allowed to come on the show. If y'all filming me, y'all should be able to film her. So a lot of people, even myself, I would not put it past him to make a move this low, because you have to realize the more desperate a person becomes, the more lower they will stoop to get what they want. And Martell has already proven to us he has no boundaries at all as to how far he will go to get what he wants. And really, Angry Bird is the last bullet he got in the chamber. Once he makes that decision, if he hasn't already, to marry her, there's nothing else at this point he can possibly do, you know, to bring any more harm than what he already has. And from this point, no one will be thrilled or floored with what Martell does. If he marries Arion, Airhead, if they have another child together, no, if they decide to somehow get desperate enough to see if they can get a spinoff, which I doubt that'll happen, but I do not put nothing past Martell. And we already know that Arion is going to do whatever it takes to please Martell, even though she is still suffering and miserably in misery, trying to keep this facade up that she is finally glad to get that acknowledgement as his main chick. She thinks she has graduated. Even though she didn't graduate college, she thinks she has graduated from being a side chick to a main chick. She really thinks that. And she's really proud to have whatever position she can have in Martell's life. But all of us who are grown women, we know the real deal. We know that behind closed doors, Arion is failing terribly trying to please Martell. Because like we all know, Martell is used to having a woman that can hold everything down, because Melody basically had him spoiled to that. She groomed. A lot of these men don't want to give their wives credit from grooming them into being the men that they are today. And that's to be expected, especially when that man is bitter and he no longer has any control over your life. Melody raised him into a full-grown man. She helped him to become something he wasn't man enough to be on his own. And you'll be surprised how many side chicks out here are laid up or booed up with somebody else's husband, and they really think they got a prize, not realizing the prize that they think they got is the wives at home who built them to become that. Half of these men didn't even know how to dress themselves before they got married. You'll be surprised how many married women had to teach these men how to dress, how to teach these men how to eat, how to teach these men how to advance in their vocabulary from that GED level of literacy. You will be surprised how many married women had to teach their husbands how to read. Just because you see a married man, well dressed, displaying success, nice cars, nice suits, nice shoes, you can't even begin to imagine. It's the woman who he is married to that built him to become that. And I won't say that there are not men who don't build their wives. I'm a few years younger than my husband, so there was things he had to teach me that I really didn't know about. I mean, I was in my 20s when I met my husband. I was 20 and he was like 25. So during my youth, it was a lot of things I didn't know about being a wife. I went from thinking as a young woman I can dress and wear a halter tops, dress skimpy, and think that it was okay. But being in a marriage and a relationship, it took my husband have to teach me in the sense of, hey, we're married now. That was cool when we wasn't together, but I want you to dress or act a certain way accordingly, not because I'm trying to control you, but we're married now. And the same thing with him. Things he didn't think nothing was wrong with doing his single days, I let him know, no, you have to be home at a certain time. You can't stay out all the time at night with the homeboys. Marriage takes grooming. And a lot of people get offended by that, like, ain't no man gonna groom me and tell me what to do. But it's not about him controlling you. Now, if a man is controlling you, telling you you can't go nowhere, you can't have friends, he's isolating you from your family or friends, okay, that's a whole nother level. But if he's teaching you things to better yourself, that there's nothing wrong with that. It's a difference between a man trying to change you for the better versus just changing you to where he can manipulate you and control you. And it should go both ways. A woman should be able to critique her husband and have an input on how he carries himself as a husband outside of that marriage. Because I'm going to let you know now, listen, if you're not married already, I'm just going to keep it 100, because a lot of these women are going to sit up here and make you believe that a man is supposed to already come to you with all of his sugar, honey, iced tea in order. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news. In most cases, these men are going to come to you half raggedy. I'm going to let you know that now. And I don't mean just, okay, he got a raggedy car, or he got a raggedy tooth, or he got raggedy ran down shoes that's leaning with it and rocking with it or whatever. But they could come to you raggedy mentally, thinking that all women are the same, because he's used to running all over women and doing what he want to do with women, and he get with you, that he will run that game with you, and you got to be the one to you have to train him. And let him know, I don't care what Keisha, Kiki, and Monica let you do. You're not going to do that with me. A lot of these men come to you raggedy. A lot of these men come to you with their mama and their daddy always leaning on them and depending on them for everything. You're going to have to be the woman and take charge and say, look here, You are married now. You can't always be running to be there for mama, be there for daddy, be there for sister. You married now. When you wasn't married to me, okay, it was all right for you to always cater to your family, help them pay their bills and stuff. But wait a minute, you have your own responsibilities now. We got a family together. You got to prioritize. Me as your wife, I come first before mama, before daddy, and that's just the bottom line. Once a man marries a woman, he's joined to her. And the whole bottom line is your companion, your mate comes first. Not your homeboys, not mama, who wants to make you feel guilty and make you feel like you're supposed to take care of her no matter what and put her before your wife. It don't work that way. I'm basically saying a lot of these men are going to come to you half-baked. Don't think for a second he's going to have it all together, because you're not going to have it all together. And this is a real conversation that needs to be had, because you have women who will come on these platforms and talk about what a woman should expect, what a woman should accept, what a woman shouldn't accept. You as a woman, you have to draw your own boundaries, okay? Because what one woman can tolerate, another woman can't. God gives all of us, we are all gifted to deal with our, let me say it like this, because I'm tongue-tied, right? Basically what I'm saying, God has gifted all of us in his own way to have the grace to be able to deal with certain men from certain backgrounds, from certain cultures. Basically, God has already assigned that husband or that man for you. What another woman may consider would be a headache, would be too challenging. Believe it or not, there's a woman out there gifted to deal with certain men. Like you have some men who have children from a previous relationship or previous marriage that didn't work out. Everybody's not going to play stepmama, right? But you do have some women out there that are gifted in taking care of other people's children. Why? Maybe because she wasn't able to have any, so it's always been her gift to mother other people's children. Or maybe she has children, but and because of that, she already has the knowledge and experience to be able to nurture his children. All women are not built to deal with a man that has drug addiction issues. Believe it or not, there's some women out there that are gifted in being able to help a man clean his act and get his act together. I mean, Charlie Wilson from Gap Band, a singer, he said that. You know, he's been with his wife, 30, 40 something years? And look how great he looks. But guess what? That woman stood by him during all those drug addictions, all those, you know, him being on coke, cocaine, all of that. You know, she had to experience all of that. You know, now, other women ain't going to deal with that. They're not going to deal with a man that got drug addiction, sex addiction, alcohol addiction. And that's why I said, and listen, everybody is not your assignment, okay? Everybody's not your assignment. What is for you is for you. God is not going to put it on you no more than you can bear. But I digress, right? So, back to the situation with the Martell, the male child, right? These rumors are steadily circulating, and I wanted to discuss it because basically I wanted to just give my own intake on what I think. And I don't think they're married, and I don't think he will marry her. Now, anything is possible. I will say this. Let me just say this. I'm going to tell you why I feel like he would marry her. Okay? Let me start off with that, because I got more reasons for why he wouldn't compared to why he would. I feel like Martell would marry Arion Air Mattress only as a desperate attempt. I think Martell has played all his cards out on the table. I don't think he has much cards left. And the longer that this continues, the harder the reality of him accepting that Melody is really never ever going to come back to him. I think he kind of understands that, but I think he's still having a hard time really accepting it. So he is capable of marrying Arion just to try to spite Mel, because he's pulled every trick out the trick bag. There's no more tricks left, okay? What Martell doesn't understand, you've already done the worst. You cannot do, well, there are some things you could do worse, but I'm not going to say that because I don't want to give the demon no ideas, because I could think of some other things that I feel Martell is capable of doing, but I don't even want to speak that into existence, right? But he's already did the worst when he had a child from Angry Bird, which is the reason why Melody filed the divorce. So what he's not understanding is he cannot blow Melody no more than what he's already done. It's like when a man has committed the utmost disrespect, the most volatile violation, there's nothing else you can do to break a woman. You've already, you know what I mean? You've accomplished that, you know. Basically, when a man has wreaked so much havoc in your life, there's really nothing else he can do, because we've seen Martell resort to the lowest of the low. So not only have we witnessed it, other people have witnessed Martell's how shady he is. I mean, I remember at one point in time he was in partnership with another construction company, because I remember they came on the show briefly. Even though he didn't have his builder license, he was working with someone who did, and they was doing some type of partnership. Ever since then, I have not heard nothing about it. There's been no more episodes airing with him and those guys that was supposed to have some type of joint business venture going. So I guess even eventually they saw, you know what, nah, Martell is all about a user. He's all for himself. He does not have the best interest of my company as far as doing business with him, because I've never seen, you know, nobody else going to business with them. Not only that, the Scots aren't even dealing with them. Marceau has pretty much been throwing Martell up under the bus, basically calling him a liar. Everything that Melody kept telling them about Martell, they did not want to believe, because their hate and their jealousy for Melody, they became so obsessed with hating her that Martell got by with a lot, when they didn't really realize really Martell was the enemy all along. Okay, because Melody has her own mind, has her own business. She's not threatened by what somebody else can do or how anybody else can come up. She's in her own lane. She has her own shine. Martell was more of a threat to the Scots than Melody was, and they found that out the worst way, because listen, when you're dealing with somebody that's down on their luck, they don't care who they bring down with them, right? So Martell's messiness started slowly but surely traveling into the Scots, with Arion air mattress running her mouth, exposing Marceau and Maurice, and you know how Kimmy, you know, and Letitia is when it comes to their husbands. Now they don't want nobody throwing their husbands up under the bus, talking about their husbands. So see, all of that basically gave the Scots an incentive that, you know what, we can't rock with Martell like that. Now Marceau is doing interviews after him and Martell done fell out, and they egos went to clashing. Now Marceau is acting like he has the best interest of Melody, when it really boils down to whoever is beefing with who, they're going to side with the ops. Okay, that's what they're going to do. If you're in a good place with the Scots, they're going to support you against your ops. But once you're in a bad space with the Scots, they're going to support your ops. You know what I'm saying? And as I stated before, Martell was more of a threat than Melody, because Martell the one that didn't have nothing going for him. Not only that, did they not stop to think that Martell was low-key miserable and hating on the Scots too, because they still had their wives that was willing to stand by them no matter what? I mean, we can't say that they wasn't doing what Martell was doing, but no baby, as far as we know of, nothing really solid came out of it. You know, I think Martell is low be bitter about that. You know, it's kind of like when you rob the bank with somebody and you are the only one that gets caught and you the one that got to serve life while everybody else is still out here living their freedom. And you know what I mean? And you know, throwing them up under the bus is not going to spare you from your own punishment. And I believe that's what's going on with Martell. Martell started disrespecting the Scots out of anger. Because he looking at it like, how dare y'all think y'all better than me? When y'all was doing the same exact thing I was doing. That's why they tell you, if you rob a bank, rob it by yourself. Don't do dirt with nobody because you never know how that person gonna fold. You feel me? You don't know when that person, when life start applying pressure to people, people gonna start singing like a damn bird. Rob a bank by yourself. Go on your fuckboy shenanigans by yourself. Don't bring your married friends or your homeboys with you who got somebody, because if they're in a bad space with their old lady, sooner or later they're going to make you in a bad space. I mean, not only that, Martell was dumb enough to think the Scots would have his best interest. They are family. You're not. They are brothers. That's why I don't like being friends with a group of family. Because if you fall out with one, you fall out with all. And even if that person, and that's what happened with Kimmy. That's why Kimmy and Melody didn't have a friendship. Listen, people ain't all for what's right. People all for what is blood. Even if that blood is tainted. I'm not about to be friends with a group of females and they all cousins. With a group of with a set of female friends and they're both sisters. I just don't rock like that, because most of the time people are going to side with their own. You know what I mean? They can know their sister, they know their mama, they know whoever is dead wrong. But they are going to side, and they may chew them up behind closed doors. Listen, I had to look out for you because I ain't like how old girl was coming at you, but you need to chill because you bringing a lot of drama to the family. I don't have to keep fighting your battles. You know what I mean? That's why Kimmy had to make a decision. When it started looking like she was being too close to Melody, the Scots was letting her have it. And you know the fish called Wanda, Joanna man, because she's so damn masculine. That's what I'm going to call her. I'm going to call Letitia's mama Joanna man. Because she's very masculine and dominant and hood. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, those will be my reasons for why he would marry. Why he won't marry is, for one, this is my intake. He knows that he would never have the lifestyle with Melody that he once upon a time had. He's not going to have that with Arion. He knows that. One thing when a man is smashing you, but it's another thing when you're his wife. When a man makes you his wife, even the most no good man, that means he trusts you wholeheartedly. Check this out when I'm saying this, right? Make sure y'all hit that like button, please. Because I know we get into the content and we don't care to hit no like button. I do it myself. I'm guilty. But please hit that like button. I'm trying to get in the algorithms, right? So, even the most no good, diabolical, narcissistic ninja, they are going to marry women who they trust. Okay? Whether if that woman is slow, simple, whatever it is, he trusts her, right? This is going to be Arion's problem. Martell does not trust Arion. Does he trust her enough to use her? Absolutely. But I don't think Martell trusts Arion to make the best of decisions. He knows that he is slow. He don't want to marry a woman slower than him. Put it this way. I would believe Martell would marry Sheree before he would marry Arion. He will marry any other woman before he marries Arion. This is the crazy thing. You have men who don't respect women who do exactly what they say do. Now, I know this looks crazy because the fact that Martell despises Melody because she will buck against him and she would not do what he say. But that was really what he needed. You know what I mean? In that marriage, even though he was violating and disrespecting the Melody finally had shut the operation down, the fact that, you know what I mean, she gave him boundaries for his own good, which is what kind of, you know, helped them to be able to grow, helped them to be able to to have together, have businesses together, have a home together. You know, the problem was Martell still wanted to do him. But at the same time, he knew when it came to business and as far as, you know, finances, whatever the case was, he was going to let Melody have a say-so. Okay? He was not going to overrule Melody in that, because if he did overrule Melody, to this day, Melody would have been the one struggling while he would have had all the money. You get what I'm saying? So, obviously, even in his narcissistic ways, he trusted Melody with everything. That's why he felt comfortable doing what he was doing, because he just felt like, oh, she ain't going nowhere. That's my wife. She gonna stand up for me. He don't trust Arion. He don't trust her. Listen, anytime a man can get you to do anything he wants you to do, he loses respect for you. You don't rebuttal anything. Like, nah, listen. I mean, you got some good wood and all that, but your wood ain't worth me going to prison. I'm not about to put out this pee revenge material. You know what I mean? Ain't no grown woman gonna have to call 30, 40 other women to get an opinion. He want me to do it. He wants me to put out. Do you think I should? I really don't think I should. That already lets you know. Listen, y'all have no idea. Y'all have no idea what Angry Bird is going through behind closed doors with that narcissistic ninja. But what we saw Melody go through, trust and believe, if Melody went through that as his wife, Arion Air Mattress is getting the business. Don't think he's not telling her she's stupid. Don't think he's not calling her dumb. Don't think that he does not degrade her. I don't care how much they smile. Her with those Wilma wearing from the Bedrock Flintstone beads. She is miserable with that man. And let me tell you something. You have some women that are so desperate, they will learn how to nest in their misery just to have a man. For instance, right, like my husband, his ex-wife, she's going through that right now, right? She's dating this young dude who she knows was really more attracted to her daughter than he was her. Matter of fact, he was inboxing and DMing her daughter, okay? And her daughter's a grown woman, not a child. For whatever reason, he finds out her daughter, she's the mother. So what he started doing was, I'm going to just call her Linda. So, to keep it from being so confusing. So he was trying to DM Linda's daughter. Okay, Linda's 31-year-old daughter. And because Linda's daughter wasn't really giving him the green light, somehow, some way, he found Linda. Okay, I don't know if he went through social media or what, and said, okay, that's her mom. Got with Linda. Because Linda was so desperate, she knew this man really was checking for her daughter. But because she so badly does not want to be by herself, she gets with this man. Not only gets with this man, lets this man move in. Now imagine you staying with your mama, and the same man who was DMing you is living up under the same roof with y'all. And your mother knows this. He's making passes at you, you know, all kind of stuff out of pocket. And because she so badly wants a warm body in her bed at night, she totally deflects and not even acknowledges that this man it still has a desire for her daughter. You in your 50s, your daughter 30, and this dude is like 32, 33. You think he ain't checking for your daughter? I don't understand why older women can't read the room. You know what I mean? You get with a young guy and you got a daughter that's not too far in age, eventually he's going to be attracted to your daughter. I mean, you just got to be, that's common sense. You know, that's the chance you take. And some of these daughters will smash their mama boyfriend. Luckily, Linda's daughter ain't like that, but Linda and her daughter is having a lot of drama because her daughter called me last night saying, I can't believe my mom is really mistreating me, knowing this man tried to talk to me, all because she can be with him. She telling me I don't need to dress a certain way around him because I'm enticing him. Listen, you got women who become so fixated on a man that they don't mind losing themselves, they don't mind losing their friends, they don't mind losing their family. long as they can say I got a man. I've known women who done lost good jobs, who done lost nice homes, who done lost everything they built just so they can have a man. And I'm saying something, men who know you will do anything to keep them, they will not respect you. And that's exactly what it's going to be. Martell don't respect Arion at all. Even on a good day. A good day for her is if Martell is taking out the Waffle House to get some breakfast or some chilies. The other 24 hours throughout the day, he's a straight ass. Excuse my French, but he's a straight ass. He talks to her rough every day, all day. Trust and believe. But she wants him so bad. She's willing to take the mental and emotional abuse. Because it's all about proving a point. Trying to prove a point to an ex-wife who Ben gave him to you gracefully. A woman give you her husband speaks volumes. It's one thing if you took that man away from his family, but she gave the man to you. That speaks volumes. Anytime a married woman will give you her husband, sis, you better run for the hills. Something is wrong. Abort the mission. Because a woman ain't going to give up a good man. Listen, I know women who married to men that are cheaters, but because that man treats them with, and I don't want to say respectfully, because it's not respect if a man is out there cheating, but regardless, despite all of that, you have some women who know their husbands are out there living foul. But because he's still holding down the house, paying the bills or whatever she deems as still doing his part as a husband, she's not going to give him up to the mistress. It's millions of women that are still with their husbands who have committed adultery. Because in their mind, I'm not saying y'all need to feel this way, in their mind, they still feel like he's a good man. He's just a good man that won't keep his pee-pee in his pants. Me personally, I feel like once a man has violated you, there's nothing good about it. But who am I to judge? That's her marriage. Some men come out learning and they do better and they realize I almost lost my family. I don't ever want to go without my wife, without my children. I came close. She gave me grace. I'm not going to, sabotage that. And then you get some that get worse. Like Martell, never learn. So with that, he don't respect Arion. He don't. He's able to make her do whatever he wants her to do. So what makes you think he trusts her judgment? He don't trust her judgment. He will use Arion, but as evil Knievel as Martell is, he don't trust Arion as far as he can see him. Now the crazy part is Arion trusts him. She trusts Martell wholeheartedly. She trusts him. I guarantee you. I'm just hypothetically speaking. I ain't wishing nothing bad on nobody. Let's say if Martell was on his deathbed and he had millions of dollars left, he wouldn't trust Arion to have it. He wouldn't. He don't trust her mind. The bottom line is pretty much this. Martell don't trust Arion. If something were to happen, if he had millions of dollars left, he wouldn't leave her not $2. And like I said, hypothetically, because we know he don't even have enough money, for a bus transfer pass. Okay, so he don't trust her. He don't trust her way of thinking, and I'm sure he has gotten on her several times. He talks to her like a child. The way he used to handle Melody, a woman of intelligence, of substance, of business, I could only imagine how he treats Arion, who is the exact opposite of Melody. So he definitely won't marry her for that. Also, I don't think Martell wants to be responsible for Arion. See, with Melody, he really didn't have to carry her because Melody was able to carry her own weight. Once he marries, see that this is the way marriage works. When you marry somebody, they're not just responsible for you. You are also responsible for them. That means he's gonna have to take care of her. If she does not have, if she decides to quit her little nursing gig or nurse assistant gig, whatever she's doing, that means Martell is gonna have to be responsible for her and Lil Helmet. Okay, not only that, him marrying, once he marries her, he feels like, that may restrict him in a sense of being able to handle her the way that he does. Not that marriage is going to make him all of a sudden be a stand-up man, but I'm sure Ariana's going to let him know, hey, I'm your wife, and I don't think you need to be treating me like that. I don't think you need to be talking to me like that. The moment he makes that girl his wife, he think he got problems. Don't think Martell has not seen Arion do some crazy bugged out stuff. Okay, these two have witnessed a lot about each other that they really was not ready to deal for. They really was not ready for that life with each other. I think both of them know they got way more than they have bargained for. But at this point, they have to keep up the front they done put out there because nobody wants neither one of them. And they have a common objective. And that common objective is to make Melody hurt. That's what it boils down to. They feel like the longer we stick it out, the longer we be together, that's going to affect Melody. Because both of them have that in common. They both are obsessed with hurting Melody. And it's the blind leading the blind. Because neither one of them have figured it out. That Melody does not care. There was also another thing I was going to mention too. It just crossed my mind about why he would marry her, because if he were to end up doing time, that would mean she would have to take care of him while he's incarcerated. That's another thing. If the lawyer makes it clear to him, hey, we've done all we can do, you may have to plead. And if you plead, you're going to have to do some time. And he knows Melody ain't going to put a dime on his books. So it would take something extreme like that will probably motivate him to marry her. And this thing, what woman would want to get a man's hand in marriage off of those pretenses? You only want to marry me because you don't want to testify against me. You only want to, because you don't want me to testify against you. You only want to marry me so if you get locked up in due time, I got to put money on your books to take care of you. But we know Arion, she'll do it. She'll do it. As long as she get that ring, Martell could give her a ring from Avon or Temu. That thing will be on Instagram and everywhere, flexing it like it's real, like it came from, Jacob's Jewelers, stunting and flexing till one of the bloggers find the exact replica of that ring from Avon and blast her ass out on it. Y'all know how they do. But anyway, that's my intake on that, y'all. So let's get into my sex segment. Before I get ready to shut it down, coffee chat. Yes, it's that time, y'all, where I give y'all current events surrounding celebrity gossip, celebrity news. So first things first, y'all. Scrappy strikes again. He just can't get it right, y'all. Now, I remember, and I'm going to come out of this thumbnail, right? I remember when this video went circulating around TikTok, right? And nobody really wanted to believe it, because you hear rumors all the time. And I did not think Scrappy from Love and Hip Hop would be capable of having another child. But then again, with his mindset and the way he's always conducted himself as a man, it's not really surprising. And as much as Mama D is always so, always in such an uproar about anybody destroying the palace, Scrappy does a damn good job of destroying the palace himself. Scrappy, once again, y'all, has struck an uproar. He has baby number 4 on the way. As y'all should know, he has one, his oldest child, Amani, from Erica. He has 3 from Bambi. And listen, y'all, he has a 4th. Now, when this young lady first came out with this video, I did not believe it because there was no receipts, but it has been proven. So, to bring y'all back to where this rumor, which is no longer rumor, had originated from, I'm going to play the footage and then we're going to go from there. Let's go.
Put a finger down if you were on a Now That's TV show and you won the show, and you and the guy who you won the show with decided that y'all were going to see where things went, date, and potentially get serious. Put another finger down if you were at his house one day and decided that you wanted to invite your friend over so we can all get lit. And he tells you to have her Uber to a gas station, and you pick her up from the gas station just so she doesn't have his physical address. Put another finger down if y'all were vibing, turning up, getting lit, and y'all all mutually decide to have a threesome. And then a month later, after having that threesome that you brought your friend into, she calls and tells you that she's pregnant, and by the guy that you're talking to. Put another finger down if now he's gaslighting you into thinking that it's your fault and you're the cause of this, and you need to now handle the situation and talk your friend out of having a baby that he does not want. Now put another finger down if after having a conversation with her, she decides that she's keeping the baby for sure and there's no talking her out of it. Put another finger down if after y'all both come to the realization that she's keeping the child, he decides to constantly hit you up, making you feel like there is still a potential and chance out of this relationship outside of the fact that you're having a child with my friend. Put a finger down if you was a dumb hoe and thought that that was really gonna work. Another finger down if now he's gaslighting you into thinking that it's your fault and you're the cause of this, and you need to now handle the situation and talk your friend out of having a baby that he does not want.
Yep, y'all. Honey, in case y'all did not know, Scrappy was doing another show called Pick a Side with his homeboy, now current ops, oh my gosh, I can't think of the guy's name. Chaotic, yeah. And they basically was doing the show together, and what happened was these young ladies that was on the show, Scrappy decided to smash and have a threesome, and what man in his mind would raw dog in the process of the threesome? That is the main time in which you wear protection, because you're basically having relations with 2 females at the same time. So he very well could have knocked up 2 women that same night, y'all. But let me tell y'all what's interesting to me is these goddamn comments, right? So somebody was saying, wait, that's the homegirl that won the show with her. And he was like, yep, he picked both of them. The other one said, OMG, sis went for 2 or 3 NTTV shows, the Scrappy 3rd, baby mama, and 5th kid. So, what about somebody under here, right, who says, I had his son in 2005, shut the front door, and he never claimed my son who was killed by the hospital. Our son would have been 18. I believe it. Now, why does this sound believable? And I'm going to say alleged because we don't have no facts or anything proving that. But Scrappy has already shown, like Martell, he is a certified fuckboy. He has juggled so many women. We've seen him play on women's desperation of wanting to be with him. We done seen him play shade. We done seen him ping pong back and forth between Erica and Bambi. And you know what? I'm not gonna lie, I really could not stand Bambi. But seeing how Scrappy, really is, I have empathy for these women, because Scrappy knows how to charm and work his mojo into making women believe that he really wants something with them. And when he gets bored, or the relationship gets too challenging, and when it's time for him to step up and be a man and handle things accordingly, that is when he no longer wants to fight for the relationship. Instead, he'd rather fight in the relationship. I don't think no woman is woman enough or strong enough to make Scrappy become a man. He lives by his name, Scrappy. So whoever deals with him is going to get scraps, right? But let's go to the baby shower. Child, these comments is lit. Let's go to the baby shower, y'all. Here's the baby shower. Let me see. I'll go to
Congratulations, Scrappy.
For being here, we came all the way from Atlanta. You have a lot of things to do, a lot of different places, but they truly
that's right. Welcome to New York.
For being here.
Okay, so it's looping back. Somebody got it right. Something is wrong with a lot of black women and the men that carry on like Scrappy. This is insane. I got to hit the like button on now, honey, because you are absolutely right. This is third person embarrassment. I'm embarrassed for the both of them, because Scrappy, come on, bro. You was already catching it with paying your child support for your oldest daughter. On top of that, to add 3, and now you got a 4th. You was not in a relationship with this girl. You didn't even know her like that. You only linked up with her through a threesome. And here it is, he's at the baby shower like he's her husband, like they really had something deep and meaningful. And this is the reason why we have all of these problems. I guarantee you, because Scrappy loves to go on social media and drag women, especially when he can't have his way, because he's done it with Erica. He dragged Erica online. He's dragged Bambi. Guarantee you, in a couple of months after she has this baby, he's going to be dragging her. And Scrappy is already complaining about how women only want money, women only want clout, and yet he's not man enough to protect himself from being used as a means for women to use him and to get clout off of him. Now, this is the generation we're in, right? You have a lot of women that are intentionally getting pregnant for 2 reasons. For one, number 1 is money, and for 2 is clout. They want to get pregnant from these men that are known. Even if they're known as no good, these are the kind of men they opt for. I guarantee you, these two are going to be having social media battles. Because for one, Shakira, she's a young female, and you know how these young females like Arion Angry Bird does. They go on social media blasting, my baby daddy ain't this, and he ain't this, and he ain't that. Scrappy, you got yourself in a whole nother headache. And Mama D, you might as well sit this one out. You can't even defend your son anymore at this point. He's already showing that he lacks discretion. And we're going to move on, because I'm not going to waste my time on this, right? So, y'all, let's talk about this with DJ Envy daughter. Now, if y'all are not familiar, DJ Envy is one of the DJs with the New York radio show Breakfast Club. When I say listen, he got so many people bothered, and I am for one is one. People was too upset with DJ Envy, and this was not a good decision that him and his wife made, okay? And his wife, DJ Envy, his wife has always been a very classy woman, so I'm surprised that she would approve of this. But it just goes to show y'all, right, that attention is a hell of a drug. Well, you want it so bad, you don't think it all the way through before you post certain things. But listen, for Halloween, DJ Envy posts a video, him and his wife, of their daughter dressing up like Lil' Kim. I'm not trying to be funny, but your daughter couldn't dress up as somebody else other than Lil' Kim. I mean, Little Kim. No disrespect, because I love me some Lil' Kim. But a child should not be dressing like Lil' Kim, even listening to Lil' Kim. Okay, this, I'm sorry. No, I was dead set against this. Anyway, I'm going to play the video so y'all can see for yourself. When I say hot ass mess, let me just get into it. With the mom.
Giving you the facts.
And you know we got to break it up.
Are you guys taking pictures?
You know, we're doing a video. She's about to do the whole video.
Look how she's wearing a bikini.
Listen,
This is way out of pocket, bro. I don't want to show too much of it because I'm hoping I don't get flagged for a child looking like this. Fair use. I'm gonna leave it at that. So, as you can see, this is totally inappropriate. Most likely I'm gonna have to go over this because it's playing Lil' Kim's song, and I know they're gonna flag it for that. So I'm gonna have to go over it. But it's basically playing her song. Because I'm gonna go back and edit this. I Got a Crush on You. That's what's playing, and she's basically reenacting the video. Y'all already get my drift here. I don't think I need to play any more of it. It's inappropriate. She should not be wearing a bikini, period. So I don't know if DJ Envy has yet to reply to this, but you know, DJ Envy is one. He's quick to get offensive, even when people are telling him the truth. So I won't be surprised if somehow, someway he gets on the radio show, he goes to condoning it, trying to make excuses for it. And the whole bottom line is, this is inappropriate. Your daughter could have dressed up like there's so many other choices she had to choose from. She's not a teenager, she's a child. For Halloween, she should have been dressed up in a child's costume. She could have been a cheerleader. She could have been Kamala Harris. She could have been anybody other than Lil' Kim. This just goes to show when parenting goes wrong 101. Okay, so y'all, Diddy's children wishes him a happy birthday, right? And I knew the kids were going to possibly do something, because unfortunately Diddy is a Scorpio like me. My birthday is November 7th, but we don't claim Diddy, okay? We don't claim Diddy, all right? I put in the wrong. Anyway, his kids, I guess, decided to do a video in honor to their dad, you know, for his birthday, because he was born November 4th. And if y'all don't remember, he was actually trying to get out of jail before his birthday. He was trying to get bail, and the judge shut that down because he thought for sure he would at least been able to get the judge to honor the bail before his birthday. But as you can see, he's still incarcerated during his birthday, and his kids are just being, you know, his kids. That is their dad. I really cannot fault them for still, you know, supporting their dad, acknowledging their dad. It is what it is. But the sad part is, you know, Diddy left his legacy. When they posted this video, the comments underneath, they was really grilling and going in. They was really dragging his children. And what people have to understand, the choices you make, it affects your children. And you're not always going to be able to defend your children from the bad choices you made that has caused them to be attacked. But I'm going to go ahead and play the video of them doing the birthday song for their dad.
Alright, sing that. Happy birthday, Daddy.
To Daddy, happy birthday to Daddy.
Happy birthday. Keep going. Happy
Happy birthday
to Daddy.
Happy birthday to Daddy.
Yay!
I love y'all so much.
We love you too.
Love you, Pastor
I can't wait to see y'all.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see y'all. And I just want to say I'm proud of y'all, especially the girls. I mean, all of y'all, but just for being strong. Thank y'all for being strong, and thank y'all for being by my side and supporting me. I love y'all. I got the best family in the world. My birthday, I'm happy. Thanks to y'all giving me this call. Thank you very much. I love y'all.
Love you too. Can't wait to see you in a couple of days.
I'll see y'all in a couple of days.
Say it again.
What you say?
I love you, Daddy.
I love you too, baby.
Yo, Pop.
Hi, we're right here.
Chance right here on the phone too.
Pops,
Love eating all your cake, so you're not gonna have none left.
She's literally digging her face in it.
She's face down in the cake right now.
Y'all, so as y'all can see, I really have a lot of compassion for his children. Because as adults, sometimes we don't understand the choices that we make is detrimental, especially when it comes to our children. Like Martell, he's not understanding the choices he makes is detrimental. He can very well be facing time. And I will say this, life definitely has a way of humbling you, and making you realize that the choices you make, it does have a domino effect. It can affect everybody that's dependent on you, everybody who relies on you. But I've never been a fan of Diddy, but I will say this, he loves his children. He loves his children, and his children love him. And, may God continue to give him the strength to persevere through this troubling times, But unfortunately, when you do wrong, listen, you got victims out there and who had to suffer trying to mentally and emotionally get their lives back on track because of the things that he has done. So he's gonna have to man up, and deal with the consequences as they may. Some things we get into, money can't even buy us out of. So anyway, definitely big ups to his children for being diligent, still holding it down, being positive, because really that's all you can do. They're going to go to holidays without their dad, Christmas, Thanksgiving, and they're going to have more birthdays to come. His baby girl, she may have a birthday coming up. So please think before you make certain decisions, especially when you have children who are depending on you. Okay, so next thing I also wanted to talk about, I thought this was an interesting point, y'all. Let me see if I can find it, because I thought she said something pretty interesting. Make sure I get to it. I know I saved it. Okay, let me see. Because when I be finding stuff, I be wanting to like share it with y'all. Let's see. So much going on. Okay, I'm gonna share this video. I thought this was really interesting point. She was on the reality show Love and Hip Hop. Her name was they know her as Raw. I thought this was a pretty interesting point. And about men with social media, I'ma just let her speak, and I'm going to reiterate on that, and I'm sure y'all may even agree with some of these points that she made, but I'm gonna go ahead and share this with y'all.
On your social media, what I advise you to do is look at who he's following. That is not going to tell you that's not going to give you the answer 100% of the time, but it's going to tell you about 90% of the time. One, it shows you where his mind is at. Because we all click on our phones 50 times a day. It's by nature. Our thumb just hits that Instagram and just opens up. You might even not even want to be on it, just close it right back out. But it's something about it that it draws us in. So that's what's in front of him. So if you go to who he's following, and he has swimsuit models, I'll just use that for lack of better terms, and he's following 30 swimsuit models, remember that's what's being flaunted in front of his vision every time he opens his phone. That's what's enticing him. That's what he's attracted to. That's what's intriguing him. If you see a man that follows artwork and tattoos and travel, and doesn't mean he can't search a bad explorer, but it's not boom in front of his face all day long.
That's a super telltale
and then if he is following beautiful women, look and see if those women
look like you.
Look like you.
Look like you.
Because will he you? Of course he will. But does he want you? Probably not. When you meet guys.
Some significant points, right? Social media unfortunately has become more of a curse than a blessing, because it really gives you a general overall idea of a person, and you can learn a lot about them just going on their page. All you see, the majority on their page is all they're posting is their family. He's a family man. If you see, most of the time he's posting sports, he's into sports. And basically what she was saying, that if you go to a man's social media page and all he's posting is women that are in bathing suits, that are dressed very revealing, that pretty much shows you his mindset. If that is all, if the majority of the content on his page shows that. Now, nothing wrong with him posting a baddie every once in a while. And there's nothing wrong with him liking a baddie every once in a while. But if every female picture you go into, he's liking it, loving it, and thumbing it up, listen. You may want to redirect getting to know this dude, because that is his mindset. Like for instance, if you go on my page, the majority of what you're going to see is my cups, things that I make. I'm always posting quotes and stuff. It gives you an idea that I'm all about life and learning and promote my business. So a person's social media page says a lot. No different than a woman who's constantly posting half-naked pictures of herself. She's showing she's thirsty. She's showing she doesn't get much attention. So just be mindful. Pay attention to the red flags. Now, there are some cases in which you have some men who will post 1,000 pictures of their wife, and meanwhile he's smashing Kiki down the street. So everything that you see ain't always what you get either. So just use discernment. Last and not least, definitely want to give my condolences to Prince's sister, who passed away, and her name is Tyka, I believe. And it's funny because, remember, we never even knew he had a sister until he passed. Prince rarely ever talked about his family. Tyra Nelson, who died at 64, according to TMZ, they spoken with her son, who said she passed away Monday morning, but the cause of death has not been confirmed as of yet. Prince's younger sister was known for more than just her famous older brother. She released 4 albums, and she had a hit in July 1988 with her single Mark Anthony's Tune. Tyka reportedly had a crush on Mark when she wrote the song. So she also accepted his award in 2016 at the American Music Award, Purple Rain. She's survived by her husband and 6 children. She was 64. Very, very sad loss. But now she can be with her brother. They wasn't close here, so hopefully they can make peace there. So nevertheless, rest in peace to her, and condolences to her family. Also, legendary Mr. Quincy Jones has died at 91. Now, let me tell y'all something. Don't take this personal, but anytime I hear somebody that's kind of like in their 80s or their 90s, I mean, it's to be expected. I don't say it in a negative way. Like, for instance, when Whitney Houston mother's passed, everybody was shocked, like, oh, Sissy Houston. I'm like, the lady is 90-something freaking years old. I mean, it's a blessing, but just keep in mind that as we age, the chances of us, living this world called life, it's a slim chance, you know what I mean, of us being able to live a very long time, you know what I mean? So the fact that Quincy Jones lived at 91, I mean, that's a blessing. You know what I mean? He set a standard. He left a legendary mark with his music, with the artists he created. So, I mean, the man, he has done everything. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny. As much as people say, I want to live forever, it comes a point when you're not able to do the things you used to do. You know, all of your loved ones are gone and you're the only one behind. It just, it's just something we all got to face one day. You feel me? But hopefully, you know, his children. I heard he has like 7 of them. Hopefully, they don't battle over his estate. Hopefully, he left things here organized and structured, so there's no courts and lawyers and other people getting involved, taking advantage of his passing and overcharging his family, and because they got to battle and fight over who's supposed to get what. I can't stress this more than enough. If you own property, you own anything, listen, get your house in order, get a will. Don't leave your property behind, especially when you know you got kids who don't get along, you got family who don't get along. Don't leave them to be over your estate. I have an uncle who recently passed. Matter of fact, he passed. That was like I think last week. Yeah, he passed, and of course, you know his wife did not treat him very well throughout his last days of his illness, and she really did not treat him right. Oh, rest in peace to Quincy Jones and his family. Let me go ahead and make sure I address that before I forget. But she didn't treat him right even when he was in his right mind. I always tell people, if your spouse is not treating you right in your right mind, they damn sure not going to treat you right in an event you lose your mind or you fall ill. Okay, so if your wife or your husband is already kind of shitting on you, I'm just letting you know you may want to get somebody else in order, you know, and find out your laws, because if they were married to you, they can overrule that. They can overrule your will. They can overrule, so just do your research. But long story short, everybody was pretty much, you know, more concerned about what he left her and you know, how he had things orchestrated in his will and all of that. And my uncle, he had a heart, and I noticed he was holding on for a while, and the doctor had already made it clear to us that he was not going to make it. He was, in fact, the sickest patient they had in our whole hospital. So we was already like mentally and emotionally prepared, you know, my mom, brother. So I told my mom, I said, you know what, we need to go and see him because I think he's stuck. A part of him know he needs to leave and rest, but my uncle was always one who was always very protective and always did everything for his family. So I felt like even at his worst, he still was more concerned about us than we were than we was concerning him. And I just felt like he was stuck. So I told my mom, I said, I think we need to go see Uncle Wayne and pray for him, because I believe he knows he needs to rest, but he's worried about us, and somebody has to relieve him. And me and my mom, we were always the ones that had the strongest spiritual discernment within the family. Everybody else has always been about business and paperwork and lawyers and attorneys, and we've always had more of a deeper spiritual insight. So, you know, me and my mom, we went up there while he was laying there, and you could just tell life had already, it was barely hanging on, you know what I mean? So while he was conscious and stuff, you know, I walked over to him while he was in his bed, and I put my hand over his chest. I said, Uncle Wayne, I said, listen, you fought a good fight. You've done everything that you were supposed to do. You've done everything. There's nothing left here for you to do. You have fulfilled your purpose. You've been a great husband. You've been a great father. You've been a great uncle. You've been a great brother, a great friend. I know you are only hanging on because you're worried about if you decide to be free with God, what's going to happen to us. Don't worry about us. We still got to fight this fight. We've been fighting this fight. We're going to make it. We're going to manage to the best of our ability. And although we are going to miss you, we need you to go ahead and rest. You've always been there for everyone. It's time for you to be with the Lord. And as soon as, you know, we gave him our last hugs and my mom gave him a kiss and all of that, soon as we walked out of the hospital, my mom said, okay, it's done. He gonna go ahead and pass the night, or he gonna pass tomorrow. It's done now. And now be darned, he passed the next day. He passed the next day because I knew I needed to set him free. Because nobody else was thinking about that. You know, and the sad part about it, ladies, is that, you know, I really don't go into my business a whole lot. But the sad part is, you know, family, they know people who don't have their best interests, but those are the ones that they leave everything with. You know what I mean? And I know it shouldn't always be about money. It shouldn't always be about property, and I get that. But if you know you got family that's struggling and they there for you, those are the ones you should look out for. Those are the ones you should leave something to make sure they straight, even if it's just a little bit. I'm not understanding why you got so many families that are so loyal to those who have done them so dirty. You know what I mean? And the last thing I've heard was he did leave something for my mom and her other siblings that was left behind. But the problem is the person who's over that is the one who lacks the least amount of compassion and lacks the least amount of contribution. They're not going to get anything out of it. So the chances of them being fair, making sure they honor what he said, we already know it's not going to happen. So I say all that to say this, and I'm only sharing this with all of you out there. You're not getting no younger. Get your house in order. Get your business in alignment. Don't leave people here you know who ain't right to handle your business for you. I'm big on this. Don't allow it to happen, because you cannot speak from the grave. Okay, you just once God calls you home, that's it. Okay, it's gonna be your kids up here fighting each other. You know they ain't getting along now. You need to be setting stuff in order. You know your wife, you know your husband, he's not dependable, you know he's greedy, you know you're married to a selfish person. Get your stuff in order. I had to get my stuff in order because I got one daughter. I already don't want her having half sisters and stuff fighting. Something happens, it's going to her. House, property, whatever, everything. Because family is something else. You know what I mean? But this is just something I wanted to share with y'all. But I appreciate y'all for hanging out. Mocha's Ladies Lounge, live late chat. If it's a little longer than usual, it's because, you know, I'm only uploading twice a week. So my content is going to be a little longer than normal. But anyway, please, please, please hit that like button before you exit, before you leave. Don't forget, Christmas is coming up. Order your tumblers. Email me. Anybody who wants to donate $5 or less for me to get a better microphone, please send your $5 donation to Diamond Girl. I think I have like $30, so I need at least 27 or 26 more people to send $5 so I can get me a better microphone and have better audio quality. So please do that for me. That'll be my early day. My birthday coming up November 7th. That'll be my birthday present. Anybody who donates for me to get a better mic so I can keep dropping this wonderful sermons to y'all, donate to your girl. I would appreciate it. My birthday is November 7th. So anyway, just thought I'll let you know that in case you wasn't aware. But anyway, y'all, love y'all. I will be talking to y'all soon. Take care. Have a good one.